Ratty coming, right?
Wilderness.
Yes.
Renegade when afraid. What's up? What's up, people? What's up? I'm here. Alongside co-hosts, you know. Yes. Maria, how you doing?
I am doing good, Wayne. Good afternoon to the people on the World Wide Web and the people in the chat. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. God bless all. Happy Independence to all.
Yes, man. Herb, what's up,
yes,
bro?
sir. And welcome. Good evening to all your highly motivated audience. And I know you're going to be asking us good questions tonight and saying exactly what's on their mind. So let's get to it.
Yes, man.
Welcome, people.
Yeah. Yes, man. And people, once again, Ratty, just call me. Yeah. And in my wife have some people come over from South Africa. And them have, them are invite them out for, special treat. So then I'll see it next week because some special treat today. Yeah. And them soon gone over. So, maybe him call him by later. But him touch the road now, yeah? All right. So make we get to this now. Make we get to it because it's some things that we have to get to, including the Reggae Girls and the mix-up. But make we start from Charles. Because we see the PSOJ make a big stink the other day. And them kick up and everybody kick up. And then we see this Michelle Charles always put her foot in her mouth. But you don't hear nothing from the government, from the ruling party, nothing at all. She just put something on her Twitter, and that's it. Eh? We know you're not from the PSOJ. Should we this from Friday though? From Friday. And it's a total disrespect and a mess. Look what she do, right? After you move, you just say Babs Grange. Yes. She run out and say Buchanan forget fired and start talk about gender and one bag of things and disrespect and everything. And then you have JFJ and all of them run out. But tell me something. You never see this fight, the owners are silent. They say Crab run out too. Crab. Yeah? The whole of them run out, but they never see this. Look here. Look on this.
This happy eyed now. Yeah.
Come back.
This happy eyed now. Yeah, worry about that now. It's happy eyed now. Not true. However, right. All right.
You see the woman frown?
That assault, Assault, nothing better.
The woman frowned because she was not amused by the incident.
No.
She felt embarrassed, and I felt embarrassed for her. I'm sure you wouldn't make anybody unzip you, and Maria wouldn't make anybody raise up her dress like that.
That's assault. Right.
So why is she doing it to the woman?
Yeah, no, but that's not assault. You see this politics. It's the same thing me I talk about. Somebody says something, but PSO nasty J run out and chat. No, somebody do something, and member is a member of government. Yeah. He's a member of the government, the ruling party right now, and them not come out. The prime minister, nobody not come out and say nothing at all.
Well,
Then there's a sense of she know because she say, all right. So one did say something. Them say the opposition leader say something for the stage, and them must say censor him, and them run out and nobody of them chat. The other day with Buchanan the same thing, but she know that's assault the lady. That's clear assault. Lift up your address and stuff thing under it. Eh? For what? For little assistance? It's supposed to be shower labor right where your MP and people go to you for assistance and you look on them orange rag and take it and push under her. Yeah. That's so disrespectful. And that's assault. Eh? And when the man does this, I'm sorry, and it go like that. It's not supposed to be. So she'll tell you, say, hey, if you have your orange, don't come in my office, Yeah,
exactly.
To her, she have to have her green. So right away, them bringing this partisan thing for part of people and keep them stupid. At times, it stop and hold them accountable. She forget kick out, Them for vote her out. And we're dying for hear the PSOJ run out now and come say something. Because then I say something of a blast, Mrs. Saga, or a blast, You understand? We don't hold back nothing, Yes, Maria.
Yeah, but Michelle Charles has foot and mouth disease, so you have to see with her. But to really embarrass the lady like that, whatever she showed up to her office for did not, amount to her insulting and embarrassing her. She has a right to show up in any color she wants to. That's her choice. But to do that to her was so demeaning. And then to just move on as if, nothing to see here, nothing happened. And just to, go back to what you're saying about I call it a cognitive dissonance on the part of both the government and the private sector and the elites in Jamaica, where they have selective outrage, where they get so upset about one thing, but when it's done another way, everybody is silent. Because that situation with Mr. Buchanan, one can understand. He apologized, first of all. So he apologized. Move on. But to now be requiring that the leader of the opposition come out and apologize to the women of Jamaica is really rich, coming from the Jamaica Labour Party and coming from the private sector organization. Look at what is happening, what has happened with the Jamaica Labour Party, members of parliament, ministers of government who have been disrespectful to the Jamaican people. Have they come out and ask that the Prime Minister apologize to the people of Jamaica for the behavior of their member of parliament? Absolutely not. And it's not everything that Mark Golding or by extension Andrew Holness have to answer to. So the people who have done it must answer to it. As Mr. Buchanan did, he apologized, and we can understand why. He resigned from his post within the party. He's not a member of parliament. He was on a committee, and for the good of the party, for the betterment of the party, he removed himself, which is basically saying, let me remove myself from this situation and not cause any further harm to an organization that is bigger than myself. What is it? So Metri Siaga coming out now and demanding that Mark Golding come and apologize is really redundant. It's hypocritical. And until they do the same across the board, then I think it's just a waste of time. And, it's basically a selective outrage.
Herb.
Well, the bottom line, the situation, and Michelle she is, how can you put it? She feels that she is entitled, right? And this kind of attitude is what she had in Florida, because she catered to the Jamaican population there. And then when things got kind of tricky for her, she headed out of town. All right. Now, what I am looking at is that in the dental council drills deeper into U.S. breaches. So it wasn't even one breach, which I thought at first, because that breach came up in a rip-off report where she did. This is her profession. She's a dentist, doctor dental surgery, right? And then she tried to do a root canal, which normally is done by endodontist, and the root canal went very badly because the work she did, according to this doctor, she did not use protection in the woman's mouth to catch the splinters and stuff from the tooth when the tooth gets splintered. And the saliva went down into the hole that she had created, and that formed an infection. Right? In other words, she removed the tooth, and she removed the root, and then she allowed saliva to get down in there. So that created an infection, and then she finally sent the woman to endodontist. Well, then the dentist said, hey, there's nothing wrong with the root canal she did, right? But you have this infection, And that means we're going to have to redo the crown. We have to remove everything, take care of the infection, and then you need a new crown. Well, the woman went back to her and asked for her full refund on the job, and she only gave her a portion of the money, right? And then she said her only choice she would have to sue her for the other costs that money that it cost her. But then I noticed that the council that reviews dentists and the Office of the Attorney General for Florida said that Charles was investigated by its Medicaid Fraud Control Unit on 3 occasions between 2000 and 2013. They didn't give us specific times, but it said the nature of the complaint triggered 3 probes involved in charging a patient for items covered by Medicaid billing service for which not rendered, right? And billing under the wrong provider name. And the 3 cases were referred to the Agency for Healthcare Administration. So they were investigating her for fraud. So when she came down to Jamaica, I don't know what year exactly she came down, but she was happy to leave all this behind in Florida. And I don't know. I haven't gotten to the final results yet, but the Charles was saying that her office had an administrative problem, and she and associates did not form a group that would have allowed them to properly bill Medicaid patients. So they needed some, I guess, group, usually LLCs that they form, and that was not done. And for that reason, they incorrectly billed 3 patients under Medicaid. She pointed out she saw 60 patients per day and said you can blame her for being ignorant about how to bill. But she said there was no fraud anywhere because she actually did the work. So it appears that she was elected to the House of Representatives for St. Thomas in September 2020, right? And she said she declared her cases, what she had been through, to the Jamaica Labour Party and Dr. Horace Chang. And, she keeps saying that there was no fraud anywhere. But the Medicaid and the fraud squad is not going to charge you unless they believe that the action was somehow deliberate. And you should have known what the rules were before you took on these patients and billed Medicaid.
So I can ask you something. So she Michelle Charles, she can't practice no more dentistry them struck her off the registry or something?
Well, I didn't see that, right? I didn't see where they removed her or suspended her license. I think she just did not renew her license. The license was set to expire on February 28, 2022, right? And I just don't see where she renewed it. Because there were, like I said, there were different outstanding complaints, even in the last decade, where 4 other complaints were brought against her and were settled with the Board of Dentistry after she admitted to the allegations. And the board sanction included probation, license suspension that were stayed, and orders to undertake specific legal and educational courses, make refunds, among other stipulations. Right? And so she's been through quite a bit. And, these things are questioning her very integrity. And that's what makes it, even harder for her to say, no, the thing she does as a politician is going to be upstanding. because she has to clean up what transgressions that she committed as a dentist, which would tend to flow over into your career as a politician. Because if that's how you are, and you feel like you have some inherent right to be in the house because of daddy and your brother, then it's possible that you're going to make the same mistakes or commit the same transgressions as a politician.
Two things more I asked though. That means she did have a citizenship. I wonder if she denounced it. Before she go in,
that's a $1 million question, because
you clear yourself to the citizen of Jamaica, because you know you leave from over there, so, and you know you denounce the citizenship and make we don't know about that neither. So she come in at 2020, right? But yeah, she did clear that she denounced it. We know.
Well, that's a question for the Labour Party to answer, and of course the PNP, because they should have checked on that to ensure that she had renounced citizenship before she took up the position in the House. So whether or not that was done, that needs to be answered. Yeah, we may hear some more on it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the only thing that she brought up to the party, according to this article, was that she was medically charged for some frauds pertaining to the Medicaid program, and that it was resolved, in the manner that I spoke about.
Okay. But tell me something now. For your kind of politics which you practice, Maria. This a toilet politics. Me not talk about no gutter this and that. A toilet politics she practice, man.
Yes, that is. Yeah, that is really low down, dirty, doggish, kind of politics. Nobody operates that way, because when one becomes a member of parliament, they are not the member of parliament for the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party. They are the member of parliament for the people who reside within that constituency, respective of the party that anyone supports. And if someone shows up to her office, clearly they're showing up because they have a concern that they want to share with her, or they would like for her to do something, about whatever concerns they have. So when they show up, they're not showing up to be humiliated in the way she did humiliate that woman and seem to think that it is normal. And like Herb said, she's entitled because she's a Charles. Because I remember you showed a video of her I think it was on the beach, talking about the land. And when she was asked by, I think it was Mark Golding, who are you, taking up for? He said, the people are your father. And she said, her father, pardon. So she's there doing the bidding of her father and not the people who elected her. So she's really entitled. And also, to the question of all that happened in Florida, it speaks to why she's yet to sign the code of conduct. I mean, many in her party have not, but she would not dare sign the code of conduct, because then she'll be holding herself to a standard that she knows she's not capable of adhering to. So, people like those should not get into politics, because where she did it one place, who says she's going to have the integrity to be the kind of politician that Jamaica needs? So no wonder she's a politician in Jamaica, because that's the only place she could go to and become a member of parliament, given all that she has, against her.
But sis, when you think about it, when she said she on the side of her father died 85, 86. I mean, I see nobody live 200, so it automatically, when the people talk about the land, if three of them, a brother and two brother and two sister, for them. If you have 2,000 acre land, everybody get 500 acre later. So it automatically turn over to she, to not go. So she different.
Exactly. So it's about passing it down from generation to generation, which is her family. What about the people who own that land? Don't they have children who they want to pass that land on to? for their generation to have for generations to come. So it is sad that's the kind of politics that has been taken over Jamaica, and it seems to be business as usual and acceptable. It's not acceptable. That is why the level of corruption in Jamaica is so high.
And you know what Earth though? She herself put up this. She don't have nothing about her, you know. I know good thing she put something today in the paper or something. I said she apologized. I see today somewhere, but me read it in the paper today. She apologized and she come off of you know social media for her time and she think before she put out anything. Some foolishness, right? After she herself put it up, look what she put up. Eh? Look on this.
Yeah.
Let me just play it back. I'm going to play it back again to the people. Them. This
happy hide. Happy hide now.
Look here.
This happy hide now. Can't worry about that. This happy hide now. Not true.
I'm going to get a liquor freeze.
How will it right?
Yes, we're going to get a liquor freeze.
Alright.
Yeah, man, we get a liquor freeze. Don't move. Yeah, don't move. All right.
It's a good trick, Wayne pulling out.
Yes, you know, it's modern technology, huh?
Yeah. So don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. My up back.
There you go.
Right, there you go.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to put it up back with her right now because this mash up my head. And somebody come over to you for assistance. And what we are saying now, Jamaica for change up now. Stop going to politician for this kind of handout. I don't believe in that. I believe you have agencies that you apply to. Same like in America, Canada, UK, and them places. You know, go to a politician. People want something. I want with something that you have to go in a politician office. That is a con, is a trick. You understand? To make them feel that them do things with your own taxpayers' money because if you buy a money tax. So in what terms, are you pay them? Them raise them pay out of your own money.
Happy hide now. Can't worry about that. Happy hide now. Not true. How will it right?
Don't tell me something stop it again and it wait a minute, man. Don't tell me something stop it again and it's stuck again. All right, I could see it one.
I guess he has to come off to get the video to play.
And it's stuck.
This is.
2 times I knock it and it's stuck. Right?
It's stuck again.
2 times, but I'll show it again. Make it cool out.
Third time is a charm.
It doesn't hide now, it's stuck by hide now. But we have to play it. We have to play it. That make it worse when you play it, because when it's stuck in, you know, it's stay, you know. You're not stuck on no more. We are going to play you. We are going to play you. We are going to play it again. She glad when it's stuck, you know, but we have to play it, you know. We don't care. Play it back again.
This happy hide now. Can't worry about that. It's happy hide now. Not true. How will it right? Alright.
That bad. You can't tell me if this is not bad, man. I'm going to play it one more time because it's stuck 2 times.
This happy hide. Happy hide now. Can't worry about that. It's happy hide now. Not true. How will it right? Alright.
No, man, this should have condemned the whole of Jamaica now. Should have come out and condemn this completely. Me should have hear PSOJ, Saga. Yes, Mrs. Siaga. What you call it, Mitri? Missy Siaga. Mrs. Siaga. You should have run out from long time and let go your thing. Eh? And demand an apology from the Prime Minister. She a part of the government. And that you forgot to know if you do something less than that, you move yourself. You feel leave from the PSOJ. Use a nastiness. I could just tell him right now, because I know we not put them, you know. So we're here where Ita come out and come say no to the people them at Jamaica. Me could hear where you come out and say Mrs. Siaga. Mrs. Siaga. Me could hear where you come out and say, you know, people on the panel might come and say Mitri, Siaga, Mrs. Siaga. No, that's more than sexual harassment. That's a sexual assault. Eh? Can you imagine if somebody on the opposite side now, a member of parliament and do the same thing? You just say everything run out there. Bullfrog, dog, a cow, hagging tie, chicken, crab, everything run out there. Strike, everything. You don't hear from everything. I miss Saga too. You that number one, you don't hear Big Mama. You don't hear Big Mama long time with her foot dry like Sahara Desert, drier than Sahara Desert. You don't hear it long time, I put a twist on it. Oh, we know your Big Mama run out with this. And it up there from Friday. You can't have two Jamaica. Not work. Can't have two lads in a Jamaica not gonna work. But for hold them accountable, man. Them two out harder now, man. Where you say Maria?
That's what I'm saying. It is selective outrage, because if we can go back a little to what happened with Mr. Buchanan, yes. He basically quoted the lyrics from his client's song, right? And we understand that though the language may have been crass and stuff like that, he apologized, but he was still voicing concern for the tenure of the DPP being extended. And he was voicing his concern for the way they were trampling on the Constitution. That's the crux of the matter. So what they're doing with Mr. Buchanan is basically a sideshow to the real issues, Wayne.
That's a real issue, because
the real issue is the Constitution that is being manhandled, that is being assaulted by the government. So that's the issue that they should be addressing. Yes, they could have addressed what he said. Fine, he apologized, but move on and address what it is that he was most concerned about, the Constitution being assaulted. Now here you have a sitting member of parliament assaulting someone who comes into her office by taking her rag and shoving it up under her dress. And what, crickets?
Maria,
and you think it's just politics as usual?
Suppose Wayne had done that or I had done that. We would be charged, right?
Exactly.
Don't mind to charge us.
Yes, but let me ask you something now. Let me ask you something now, right? Google Gaga. You know, I got charged for attempted rape. Because if a man do the stick up a woman dress, but attempted rape can be a woman because she can get raped by a woman too.
Yep.
It make no difference. She going to fear help and you know different from the pastor where the woman come take him on the boulevard and then him a night out for China with her because him a night out demon and then he break the woman. We don't know if she want to do something like this. So she'll feel and make sure. It's attempted rape. Michelle make her for the woman. It's attempted rape. This.
But that won't happen. That won't happen because of privileges, right? She used that privileges before she did that, and then was gonna play it off. They're not gonna even think of a charge. The police won't even investigate, right? Have any police report been made or an investigation been done in spite of the fact that it's on video, right?
And them that watch video and them take note from videos.
Yes.
Them take note from videos. So this attempted rape, we step it up. It's attempted rape. Because if it was somebody else, you know, you say no, a sexual assault or attempted rape because you might have video, but we don't know your whole plan and everything. So she attempted to rape the woman. You sexually assault the woman. And I just more talk this, you know, action where you touch, you lift up the woman frack and I feel and I push up that and I touch where you feel. We don't know where you're up to.
Yep. And so the poor woman is standing there feeling disrespected and feeling small because of the incident. Right? And she didn't say anything.
And then what happened to Babs? What happened to Cougar? What happened to Cougar? Cougar never know. Come say something now. Gender and sports and all kind of thing. Or Cougar not come say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Cougar not come make no speech. You know, your Cougar run out now. I'm talking about accident. I'm talking about gender now. Gender affair. Where's the eyes on the file? No attempted rape this.
Yeah.
Sexual assault, attempted rape. The woman can go and report. Who shall report? Google Gaga, you see it. PSO, Mrs. Siaga, me know you see it. Well, a matter of fact, she do it, and I show you how she bright, and then put it up herself. They're coming like a trumpet, I tell her, say, Hey, you just feel them up here. When you're MP, you just and them
Right. Grab
same
them.
thing she
Yeah.
do. She MP. So you know when imagine when you're a celebrity, you can just grab them by the wall. You remember what Trump said?
Yep.
Right? And they will make you do it. You're famous. So she just grab the woman by her cat, her kitty, and I push thing pan it and I feed it. We don't know what she up to. What's she up to? The woman feel embarrassed. What's she up to?
Very embarrassed.
Attempted rape. A woman should have go press charge. She don't have to go press charge. Me know say Google rather than do all of them watch it. We not hear nothing from the Prime Minister. We not say the Minister of Gender Affairs and we not see Cougar run out and say, listen me, that and that. I mean, I see nobody else run out and come and say, censor. That a Vaz and what the other one named James. Oh, the not say censor she.
Well, there was a big fanfare over the establishment of the violence against women and against the sexual harassment.
So what is that now? What is this? Because violence against women and sexual harassment, this,
But both of them apply.
Yeah, the both of them apply. So
she's a minister. The woman felt intimidated. She couldn't even move. She was transfixed.
And then she also she MP allow her, because really, because you feel bad. You go for help and she violate your space. She violate you personally and video it too. Like she want and put it up at that a porn, That a porn. A porn, me I watch just the part of the porn that when them start. Yeah? I push and I feel where she feel for. That is out of order. Like a blue she want me.
But Wayne, do you remember a few months ago up at the People's National Party where they had that meeting and there was this report that somebody talked about who would rape somebody, but it was a false. It wasn't true. Right. And everybody came out and condemned it. And yes, everybody came out and condemned it. Where's the condemnation now for Michelle Charles, who humiliated and violated this woman's personal space and violated her body? Because this woman did not go there to ask for her to have a rag shoved up between her legs. I mean, come underneath her dress. That's just out of order. And who would think to do such a thing? Who would think to do such a thing? I've never seen that yet.
I never seen this yet.
No. Here we are. We're trying to do deconfliction by saying, look, colors don't matter. Colors should not be a source of conflict, right?
Yes.
You shouldn't pay attention to any particular color right, that would lead to your assault or probably getting killed. People need to get that out of their heads.
And get this too. When you're a member of parliament, if you're a member of parliament for the people. Remember, you want people to vote for you because really you want to serve. All you want to do, you serve and make your country better. Not to make it worse or pay yourself. Going to politics rich, Uncle Jamaican politician going to go get rich, Them if you have something else to do before them going to politics. That's why we don't want to block some major dog going to politics because what they are going to do is feed themselves and them woman and them picnic and everybody and them friend and everything. So they are rob a bag of things. But if you really want to serve the country, you're going to politics to serve. And when you know that means it better for you come and you say my dress part now. It better than how you left it before. Them are going out and when them come out, it was about. You understand? It's bad. And you have people like us now who hold them accountable. Because if you don't hold them accountable, them continue with the same idiot thing. See? This is more than assault. Yeah? This is sexual assault. This attempted rape. And all kind of things. The woman can't go on. She never have even go press charges. You see it, you lift up the woman dress and a something under her leg. We don't know if it's stop. When you feel up the woman, you think of a dildo. We don't know. What if it does, you can't make nothing pass with. We don't know where in her head. We don't know what she feel. I want to say, and she have a dildo where she play with one and I say, I have a camera, I'm going to catch you with my dildo and say, strap it on. We don't know where in her head. Yeah.
All right, the kid is Maria.
Nobody know in her head. Because, she know man flesh, She might, when she feet and she say, and a black me a 10-inch dildo, And you know, when I'm going to chop it on her, say, and lace her. We don't know where in your head, man. But you're going to the woman dress for. We don't know much deal there in your drawer.
It's
We don't
very
know in your drawer.
unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. Yeah.
But also, Wayne, the example that she's setting, because if at that level she's a member of parliament,
yes,
a member of the government, and if she can do that, what is the message that she's sending to young people looking on, that they can do it and get away with it? Because this lady has a right to press charges against her, you know, for assault. She does have that right. So if she's sending a message to young people to say, oh, you can assault any, okay, you look at America and you have two political parties. You have one that has the elephant as their what do you call it now? And you have one that has a donkey. Do they go to political campaigns as with their what do you call it, her?
Logo.
Their logo. That's the word I'm looking for. Their logo. Do they show up at political campaigns or everywhere they go to every meeting with an elephant or a donkey? No, they do not. So one should be able to show up at a meeting in a green dress, in a orange blouse or whatever, and it's not political.
Yes, not political. Yes.
It shouldn't be made political. But now to see an orange rag, and clearly Jamaica is so hot right now. Did she even consider that this lady is hot, is maybe sweating? She has a rag to wipe her sweat wherever she goes. No one knows how far she's coming from. And so she just assumed that her rag has to be that she's a member of the People's National Party. No, could it be for other reasons? So to see how far along she has taken politics, it is rather unfortunate.
But let me tell you, Maria, it can be she doesn't do politics under this guy, she feel under the woman dress. One feel cocoa, round and heavy. So you feel the you say, me have a couple deal, me have a 12-inch, you know, and me have a 10-inch, more strap on one, but me feel where I go and push it up and I say, yes, hide this, but in a real sense, you feel the woman cocoa if it fit. So you say, when we come off a camera, I go run out, everybody has strap on a dildo before me give her something. It's bad.
When this one is too heavy for me, I need eyes on the files to help me out.
Eyes on the file. Well, eyes on the file.
I was going to ask her. No, Rocky's not here. I'm sorry, but I was going to ask you to explain this at all. Eyes on the file has eyes on the file.
Well, never call him, man. Never call him.
Yeah, but it is rather humiliating. Very humiliating. This is a grown woman. This woman could be her daughter. You know?
You know, I'm going to feel something, you know. We don't know if it's attempted to do it. I mean, you have eyes on the fire to say yourself.
And he cemented a poor taste.
But it's portrait, but Herb, it should not be put on social media, because it will be on social media in perpetuity. So everybody's going to see that. So the woman is permanently humiliated. You know what I'm saying?
And scare like this. Because sexual harassment, everything. Hold on, I'm going to talk to eyes on the file. Because you hear what I say. Eyes on the file, what go on?
Yeah, man, this is straight. I want to hear up the panel. I hope my sister in Marine, you know, Google yet, come on, I want to wait for that. And, you know, you know, so, and the whole entire group, you know, so, yeah, it looked like a case of total humiliation. Total. Because you're walking there with, she was walking with a green towel, she wouldn't get that treatment either. Yeah.
Eyes on the file. She do it in the party style, but maybe if you feel the cocoa, it still have some dildo in her draw it too. Right. You got strap on. I sexual assault, that you know, eyes on the file. Attempted rape, you know.
Sexual assault, man. Yeah, man. Degradation, humiliation.
If you, all right, eyes on the file, you know, say if you didn't in there herb, one away, and number one, if you try this and then go video it and put it up, you know, some prison you must can, man. You man, I'm about to have a police around you.
And it would be a proper arrest. So if I did that to her, I should be arrested.
Of course. Can you can't go say, oh, me deal with a true, you know, party business. No, we are doing the woman dress. And you know business of who.
Right. I did not ask permission. She did not ask permission.
Attempted rape, brother.
Yeah, and maybe she is, maybe she, I don't know her sexual orientation.
That is it.
Prefers, right? So it's problematic.
I mean, I want them come tell me nothing because Peter King leave him wife and them son and they don't understand them if I had the tape them. So them now have to tell me nothing at all. Do you understand? And nobody say, oh, she have a husband because she not. No, don't tell me nothing. Tempted rape.
Right.
Yes. You can't do this. That's wrong. People come to your office. You conduct yourself in respectful manner. Straight up. That's why it's better.
Yeah, man. 100%. Right? And it shouldn't matter what, if you're looking to help Jamaicans, it shouldn't matter what color you walk in there with. Because other people have money.
That is it.
Right? So it shouldn't matter, and they need to cut that out, right? And you said something that is so correct, right? They need to start put these things, these health offices in agencies, not political houses.
That is
You're
it.
Right.
Because what you doing now, you want anything at all, what kind of help you want? If I back to school and think you have agencies who deal with this. So
right.
you don't need to go to them. You feel say you owe them obligation to go vote and thing. This about buying and everything. So when you go to them say, remember me do this. Like you understand? This is the Prime Minister wife come and say, anywhere you come with live, you saw it dirty and them put in the world. And when you look the whole of Jamaica stink, a drunk or dry way. Me when she attacks a drunk of Jamaica, lift it up. I lift it like them cars, sit and lift it up like crane. You like them cars sitting on hook and a fly go with it. Big and stink. Because the place never clean up. Sewage down here, so rubbish everywhere. Everywhere you just walk in a mess. Everything, cockroach, this, everything fly drunk and lift up the whole place. A dry it way. And she tell people that as a member of parliament. It's wrong. Me not hear Mrs. Saga. They must say Metri. Mrs. Saga, me not hear you run out and condemn these things. And say the Prime Minister to come and apologize. You hear him? You hear him?
No, may I listen to hear something from one of
them? You hear from Cougar yet? Because Cougar, they don't know
to
talk about gender affair. And by the way, gender, it means masculine and feminine gender. When they can just go look it up. Gender, that means just about woman alone, you know. A male and female. Male and female gender.
Male and female.
Yeah? So anything about to male and female, and if you are Minister of Gender Affairs, something can happen to a man to you come talk out too. You know, that's mean woman alone. So I have to tell them this again together.
Yeah, but that's a sexual assault, in my opinion.
Of course. We don't know if a dildo that come in and play, brother.
Yeah. If this lady, you know, the kind of lifestyle there, and you push up like that on her, it's wrong.
Feel up the woman and push your thing on there, and you feel about that. I must say around 50 pounds this way, you know. I want 50 pound dildo. Because you don't know, well, stop on all, this stop all in our draw. We don't know.
Right.
Me and you never seen her the draw. Maria never seen her the draw. Never seen her the draw. You don't know what she have in mind. Because when she do this now, I call her Miss K. Can't say, Miss K, come check me. You run to the office. And you looking what back up Miss K frightened when she go in there and deal the well shop.
Right.
So we don't know.
It's wrong.
Them for charge our feet. And then she forget censors for these things. We know your mouthpiece neither, sir.
And she should be suspended, at least.
That is it. We know your mouthpiece are now.
She should apologize.
Eh?
It's wrong.
We know, the Prime Minister must apologize also. Yeah, you see, me I call them run out now. Make me hear what I'm not hear JFJ run out yet. Because I blast them, you know. I give them 24 hours, them I blast them, you know. Yeah, so man. No, you know, so me now put them, you know. I watch them, you know. I just tell me that I say, look how me I watch them. I talk to somebody, I say to somebody, you know. And I say, just wait till the morning, man. Because I run go blast them, you know. But me just watch and see something come in and hear them say nothing. See? See me come out, come blast them today. I want to continue blast them because them lie to you know. Yeah? Me don't know when I edit the plan to kill the woman.
But wait, hold on a minute. Wait, here's the thing. You know, I'm just thinking to myself, just listen to you, and I warm eyes on the file. And what I'm thinking is that here is the bigger issue. Here is the issue. This lady showed up to her constituency office because maybe that's the day she shows up to her office for whatever reason. And she has a right to do so because she's going to see the member of parliament. Now, she was assaulted for in the process of doing so. But a part of the bigger conversation is, as you say, whatever the reason for her showing up there, there should be an agency for her to go to instead of going to the office of the member of parliament. Because if there was an agency to go to apply for whatever help she requested or needed, then she would not have to encounter her member of parliament. Because the member of parliament by right should be doing town halls to give an update as to what it is that she is doing to benefit the people of her constituency, not showing up to give handouts. Because when you're giving handouts, that is how corruption gets fueled, because you're giving the handouts and you have to siphon off money from here, there, and everywhere to give to the people instead of putting the money in an agency to do so.
That, a lot of people may not think much of it, and they might figure out that the MP was just joking around. But things are much more serious in this day and age, and that kind of joking around that lead to embarrassment should not be done. You have an educated doctor of dental surgery, and that doctor should have been more conscientious in our approach to this woman who appears to be probably her senior, meaning she's older than her, and she should have shown her some respect in that. And like some of your folks in the chat is saying, as somebody's mother, as somebody's sister, right? Somebody's daughter. So yeah, sure, the respect.
And then you put it up only for half. Can you imagine? Somebody mother, or somebody wife. All right. So if we just say, okay, she joking around, and the woman upon the road I walk now, when you look now, man just come with a towel and free it up and there, and I say, oh, me just a joke because me see them.
Joke,
It cannot be a joke. It cannot be a joke. It's very serious. Because when you do, you open the door now, when the Pandora box out with them one call it now. If man do things and say, it's just a joke of fun. She forget charge treat, it's attempted rape. It's assault.
So when this woman get back to her community, she might be ridiculed because of what happened.
What she gonna do now? She know the woman, and the woman desperate with maybe need some things because them go to help. She might call the woman and say, come talk on my behalf. You never feel no way. I bet you that she do because of that them doing now. Them exploit people.
Yeah.
So she can make them try to exploit the woman with the donkey instead of the prime minister fix the road. Him give the woman one donkey, so there is some people them still have to use the butt down road. Him smarty. That no make no sense. You understand?
Yeah.
So you see what me I say? Them a call her from now, and coach her. And tell her, say, listen to me. Said that and come make a thing and say you never feel no way about it and that and that and it's not a big deal. Them I tell her where she say and put in her mouth. Me can just look out for that in a day or 2 times. And then them video it and put it up. Same way. Come know them move, Remember me play draft good, My old man teach me them dead long time. Remember you can't beat me, me take your play plus my play, me I defeat you. So me play draft good. Me know for oof people. Me say the same thing them a come with.
Yep.
You watch it. Them a use her now to come make the speech. Who does remember them not do it yet, Yeah? So, because remember, we know them moves. Remember we are good we are master and everything, See? So we more, them charge of the assault.
But wait, even if they use her, you see?
Yes.
Even if they use her to do a PR, a cleanup, a spin, the damage has already been done because this is going to go viral, whether she likes it or not. This woman did not ask to go viral for any reason or purpose, but yet this can happen to her. So this will be playing over and over and over again for a very long time. There's nothing they cannot pull this back. No matter what they try to do, they cannot pull this back. So the damage has already been done. No, my thing is the example that this is setting for other people looking on. What is she basically saying to young people looking on? That they can show up to a political conference or be walking on the street and yes, and see somebody with an orange rag or a green rag, and because they're not of that political persuasion, they can say, "Oh no, you must hide this now and put it underneath somebody's dress." Is that what this way the politics is right now?
Because man just want either rag. We have a color that you just come and say no, that rag cannot look good.
And then exactly.
So the police must say not because it's a pattern nowhere around.
Is it a pattern? Yes. Yes, so it is not as simple as she would want it to be, and she might think that, oh well, she was just joking. There are certain, especially in the era of Me Too, when so much has happened, so many people have gone to prison for sexual assault, both male and female. This is not the time to be assaulting anyone. And given Jamaica's history with sexual assault, hello, this is not something she should be playing with. This is not something, and because she's a woman does not give her the right to do it to another woman.
Let me say something to you now. I'm coming. Me just see like eyes on the fella say something. But by the way, the Me Too woman they get some charges or something to, don't it? For some cougar business, something. The Me Too woman they get in some trouble too, you know. The same woman that say Me Too, you know. Certain business if you're a man or woman, right? Eyes on the file.
Yeah, man, correct, man.
Yeah, the Me Too woman they get in some trouble too, you know. For money, some. Me not remember if something we can go look it up. The Me Too woman they get some problem too. See?
Yeah.
So it's no business of who if a woman or a man, yeah, what she do it totally wrong, and you can't say I joke me I do it me do it because of political thing. You have dildo, we don't know. We don't know if you experiment by your dildo them and you plan for when you do this now and you feed us boy the coke you feed like 50 pounds, you know. You have a 10-inch dildo and you call back the man come here and give you a little more assistance and then you assist her with the dildo. We don't know it, we don't know your plan. We don't know. Where your size on the file?
Yeah, and I'm saying if that was in US, Canada, England, she would have to resign. No doubt.
She gone. And she not trouble. Police
No,
are come here. From them see the video put up.
No.
You know, say they get charged.
The lady will be able to sue whatever company she's working for or whatever government.
Lady
that
rich.
would have been an instant lawsuit.
Yes, man, rich. And then she victimized the woman is a victim in a man. Victimized the woman. And then put her up on social media doing that. Put her up.
Yeah.
She herself put her up on her social media platform.
Yeah.
Put it up.
Did she get permission to do that way? That's another question. Did she get permission to do this?
Yeah.
She do it.
Good question, Marie. Good question. Yeah. Did you get permission to post it?
You understand? Me see the woman in the paper the other day, eyes on the file, the one where Pan Boulevard say, a pastor call her, you know. And when him call her, she go there, say her vagina have been demon. So him have olive oil for 90. She sit down, they make him 90 her vagina. Then him rape her. You understand? Or if you make a man tell you about demon, them look past I would somehow, hey, one of go to, you know.
I don't believe somebody can be that gullible.
People gullible, brother.
Yeah.
When people believe in them kind of people, that's why we have program like this. Where we tell people say, yo, if you start study, first in study, man. And keep it real. We know that's why we don't do tabloid around here. Them have some serious people around here right now attack, you know. You understand? Right now, we know certain things, you know, you have to open the people, them eye to the truth or certain things. People gullible. All right, let me show you something. If them never so gullible, you think politicians could have used them and clean out a gully and give you $3,000 each for a 2 day and then put it into a $20 million for clean gully? You don't claim the 20 million, you don't hear how much him charge to clear this, and you don't come and say, hey, but on go 100,000 give me, you know, for give the man them, you know, and a 20 million him charge. Them they want to find out. People gullible. If them never gullible, no politician will give them no bun. No bun with them, feed them dirty thinking face, politician dirty thinking face.
No.
You no eat it. The print the box it dearer than the bun itself. No politician could send boss here you cock up there and I take $2 grand and I take a plate of lunch. Because number one, that thing say, when the bus swam up, and me I go from Kingston to Mobile. If a bus will blow up, me have my kids them I live for. and it turn over and crush up and lose my life the whole way, and I drive. Me had dead left my people, them no politician no business about them or nothing at all. The people them gullible, that's why them going at these things.
Yep.
So we know so them gullible, we not even ask. We know. And the politician them know and the not nasty thinking PSOJ members of them were the biggest quirkies, druggists them in a Jamaica and criminals in a PSOJ and in a member of government too. And politician. And you understand? Saying them know. So them play upon the people, them conscience. Them gullible. Them know. You understand? But we run just have to keep it real. We no business with us talk as is. We don't beg no friend from them. No business about them. People them gullible. You understand? But that's why I say my old man, you know, that's how I have to say blessing, you know, because you see them man, we're born as leaders, you know. We don't do following thing, you know. And we keep it real. So we don't lead people astray. You can't come on me and you ask me something and I'm going to give you, me know the right, but I'm going to tell you something wrong for lead you astray and them things. We can't be no politician and a politician who don't think in mind, man. For use people, you don't make the thing better when I line on a pocket to the self-centered. That's why I'm burning out. Me don't know. You understand? And just the people them forget wise up. You understand? Stop work with some guy who said them a era leader to where them can't even spell rat talk yet. Yeah? Them sit up on a seat and them can't spell the seat when them sit down pan. No, it's bad.
Eh? When CAT's post, stop it.
And then, hey, you say that now, but hey, you have some era leader, you say, it's can't him jump up. A CAT, it's a CAT a post. A post it name, CAT a post. He may repeat, you know. I say, you know, so then gullible. Yeah, man, I see. You think a joke?
But one of the things when, I said it a while back.
Yes.
With 20 women in parliament, 20 or more, you would think that it's a favorable environment. So woman to woman, when she comes into that office, she knows she has a family issue, right? Or an issue that's very personal to her. Make her feel welcome. Make her sit down. Make her relax, right? But that didn't happen, did it?
You know, Mr. Fella, but Paula just put a comment with me for laugh. Paula say, who could Paula sister, you're rough, you know. You see Paula comment. Paula say, who could have touched my phone and I stand?
Yeah, I see that. Well, it shows that she intimidated the woman. Because the woman was like so docile, right? She didn't expect. She's caught off guard, right?
And
I don't know what she said to her when she came in, or what made her even touch the woman's rag. I don't know where Michelle's hands were before she touched the rag.
That and the woman feel freeze. That she could have taken off the woman and she could have do anything to her in there. Yeah. That's why I said she must have some dildo in there to strap up. She feel the woman out and the woman she could feel help she does. Like she freeze. And like she feel and I say them cook you heavy, you know. You know them way that is on the file? Yeah, that's why I go and give her next thing you say. I have a 10-inch in the fear and I have a 12-inch. And she feel look because she push the rag way up in her. I feel the woman, you know. That's out of order. And I mean, your Google Gaga come say nothing. Me not hear Cougar for gender affairs come out and say nothing. Nothing.
Inappropriate behavior.
Me not hear the PSOJ run out and say nothing. Me not hear Big Mama run out and say nothing. Nothing about the colors. But you're still at the opposition office. That's at the office, you know. Right? And remember when the people that go up there, them remember, you know, you have people in the media, the whole of them from RG and from Big Mama, them wear green. And them say, oh, these are the people who want to run and say, if you come out here with the green. But look pan that. So no care where you put it, them can't get where and this assault. A sexual assault. A sexual assault, it's wrong. No care where you look on it, a sexual assault, it does wrong.
Inappropriate behavior, definitely sexual assault.
I'm afraid human trafficking to it, you know, because we've had human trafficking to that, you know. Eh?
Human trafficking.
Yeah, man, human trafficking to man.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to for that. Or you reach under the woman frack. Oh! You not invite somebody under your dress. Oh, them reach under it. Do man go there for hell. Eh?
So you shouldn't even ask permission either. You understand, for anything like that? No, oh, you look on it, it's wrong, right? It's illegal. It's an illegal act. It's inappropriate.
Yes.
It's not. You just cannot do that in any civilized country. You cannot do
Yeah,
that.
demeaning behavior for professional woman.
Yes, and she's in a desperate situation. That's the only reason why she's there. You're taking advantage of her situation.
Yeah, no, it's wrong. It's wrong.
I don't even know if she did help the woman in the end. We don't even know what happened. Right? Well, I know she could have turned the woman away and tell the woman she can't help her.
No, but you see, the paper, as I said, something does come out. I read it as it said them go for assistance. And I'm sure that way you're gonna the woman for that's a different assistance now. The woman never asks for that assistance. You understand?
Yeah.
So if it's a back to school thing where the woman do, you're not supposed to under the woman fact, none at all. It's just wrong. You know, you understand?
Yeah. And it should be
Yeah.
totally noted what you said earlier, right? When somebody needs assistance, you should never have to go to a political office to get assistance. They should set up independent welfare offices or something so people can get help.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't determine on your color. Nobody now correct the color where you walk in with. It's just a Jamaican who need help and assistance. That's what it should be. I agree with you with that.
No, but I got them to set up. I think each time a government come in, them that set up these things and tune them up, make them a work for the people. I just that them need for do, you know. Not for come with stiffer laws, 15 years. Me catch a youth with good and me I tell them no say. And me I tell them again. And every yard where you see might go in to go find a gun. The youth them when the gun put in there, them can't say nothing. If the gun missing, them is dead, them family be dead. My born and going a real ghetto. We come from Warwick Hill. We come from Rockford. Them my born and grow. Okay? Yes. So we know how the thing run. So no tell me nothing. Me at the win. We know how it run. You understand? So it's not everybody. We see this happen already. We have 6 people we see dead, you know. 6. When Skinnerman go up on the road, that's 6 dead. Because them up Harbour Road there. Girly and cocky something go on and you say, okay, them look a son, let's see a little one gun. Back in the days, and this is way back in the 80s, yeah? Yeah? And through that now police are coming out and I think that's 6 people dead. 6. You understand? Wow. For this, because like the man them has a boom bam bam and 6 people dead for just that. You understand? So we know all these things run. You understand? We know it run. We might tell them go in night, but we know it run. We know it. We are read ghetto. We know about ghetto. We know you can't tell me nothing. We don't know about ghetto. We know about ghetto. We're born and going to ghetto. So we know it run. You understand? So when them come with a law, if we just get rid of the ghetto youth, them that's why I make my crush it. And then the police, them really come. You know, see a big man picking out on police, so them come from ghetto to them know it run. And them shouldn't behave, so them should have help to clean the place the right way too, you know. You understand? But you see, you have some people when you put them, if you put them on high chair, you know, and you give them the power, them feel them have some power. Not in our last, you know. Them start, you know, them abuse them power. And that's where I run from. Deal with people across the board and get a better country. If you get a better country. It's coming like how Maria and Urban and Eyes and the Fire. It's coming like how you know, them coming and tell us the money laundering and go and bother Jamaica and everything. What them do, them put in laws, stiffen it up for you where I get up where I send $100 for your mother or your grandmother for buy a little pill. It a turn back and them a question you, what kind of job you do when you change 5 bills? That wouldn't be money laundering. You can't carry 10,000 and them never watch that. You just declare it. You can't carry any amount of money by the way. Cost border. As long as you clear it, anything over 10,000, the value.
Right. Just
you know, because you can go in your account and draw this and you can just declare it. Okay? And it's not a problem. See? Because they don't want that little thing there, you know, illicit money and all kind of things. But in Jamaica now, what them do, them turn upon the poor people, the artists, them, the little people, them turn back your money and question you. But under that, the international body are watching, you know, the millions of US where them a thief and a smuggle like SSL, $3 billion gone missing and you don't know where it turn. You understand? And then use some other things. I remember, you know, who are people from the PSOJ, members from that. I do money laundering and I do the drugs, them like the coke port and these things. Them I mash up Jamaica. So they make, you know, like overseas in America and Canada and UK and Europe, the whole of Europe and them things, ask and say put in measures. But if it protect the same money laundering thing, but when them do them turn it on the little man. So the little man suffer all the time. Get up people, and I get up people it make for $100 and 200 US and a money laundering that. Foolishness that and that them I look for. Them I look for the big money. But yes, still the big money I move round. See? And kickbacks, them know what to do because of them and them friend want the bank and these things. See?
But wait. If you see, international agencies that monitor money laundering knows that they're monitoring the governments, they're monitoring people within the private sector, big business. They're monitoring those people. But what the local governments do is that they put the pressure on the poor, making it seem as though these international communities are monitoring them. No, they're not monitoring. They're monitoring you and your friends and your members of parliament and your ministers of government.
Yes.
Who are illicitly enriching themselves. So they're monitoring that. Getting caught in all of this monitoring are poor people because the government have trickled down to the poor people who have nothing to do with money laundering. So then the international institutions that do this kind of monitoring, they know exactly who they are looking for. They know exactly who they are profiling. They're not profiling the man who is a little farmer up in Moko, who has a son in America and a daughter in England who might be sending him some money for his medication. They're not monitoring him because they know he's not capable of money laundering. So the government themselves, and we're speaking specifically of Jamaica, the government in Jamaica now passes it on to make it seem as though it is the small man. So they now come with, we have to put laws in place, we have to do legislation to protect against money laundering. No, it's not the poor man. It's not the poor man. To deal with scamming, they know who to target with the scamming. That's another issue separate and apart from the money laundering we're talking about. But the government comes with legislation and say to the people who don't read, who can not read, and choose not to read, and who don't understand. Some can read, but they don't comprehend very well what they're reading. So they pass it on to them. We have to do this legislation to protect our country from money laundering. No, the government is doing it wrong because they're using these people as poor people as scapegoats. Because they don't have the kind of money to launder. They don't.
No government go on the world now look for you with 500 US and $1,000 where people can also so e-transfer or do them little things. And then people are saying $200 a whole and pan it and ask them, oh, you get it. Why them are saying, and you see that saying all the time. And you hold on pan it. Remember, you know, if it's a turn back people that turn back from, them want to make a Senate in the first place. Them that just stop you from in Canada and the US and think it want to send. At them, I remember Elijah Clark. Because me talk to them, you know, I can't tell you, me talk to them because me's a man, you know, so I feel it. So, you know, I call them and tell them the foolishness. When me call them and them reason with me from Western Union International, them say, no, it's the government of Jamaica doing these things. Them put it in place. So them tell me personally. You know, but that, you know, you know, so I call them and I talk to them. You know that. You see? Because my thing them different, you know. Me see something I'm away, me have to fix that. Me different. Me is a different human being completely. You know, I'm not afraid for face nothing. Nothing. See? Yeah, and it's wrong. So these are the things where we have to fight for eyes on the file. You know, we have to open the people them eyes to these things. The government and the government, the things that we want to go through right now. A Jamaica government has typhoon and nobody else. It's them. And the private sector organization of Jamaica, them sit down and a plan wow and a squeeze. You know, so them make over 100 billion, 200 billion, one company, 100 billion a year. Oh, that. What are economy where they squeeze up? It's unbelievable. Eh? You can't believe that. And them are ICI. Eh?
And that is why we spend so much time trying to edify the Jamaican people, to move them away from the ray and the dibby talk, and to elevate their thinking so that they can become educated voters. Cannot be that somebody just show up every 4 years, every 5 years, or every election cycle and tell you that we are going to do this for you if you put us in office. Yeah, but we put you in office and you did nothing for us. You only enriched yourself. And another thing that Jamaican voters need to understand is that they cannot keep harping on the opposition. One government at a time. And the issues of the day that are affecting them is carried out by the government of the day. Yes, you need a strong, effective opposition. And I don't want to hear like, oh, Margoling is weak, Margoling is. That's a redundant argument, because everybody cannot be loud and vulgar and bombastic. But being bombastic doesn't necessarily mean you're a good leader. Because we can look at the United States of America, you look at Joe Biden, they call him Sleepy Joe, yet he's running an effective and a good government, and he has a great economy going. And you look at other leaders who are bombastic, and that did not happen. So I want the Jamaican voter to be educated, listen, learn. What have they done for you lately is the question. And it cannot be that they just show up, give you $5,000, give you a plate of food. How long will that serve you? Do you have schools?
By the way, Maria, by the way, if them give you 5,000 out of your money at taxpayers, remember not for the money I spend enough. And your money I pay them.
Yeah.
Your money paying them.
And they're using it to pay you as well.
That is it. See? And them raise it too by how much percent where them say them now, even the Prime Minister come and admit, say, listen, I this one to vote for. So when I get one to vote for, that's why I have to raise the pay. Because one not pay me. But me think him same day for serve.
No.
But she's a flip-flopper, not you, Herb.
Look, it's been what, 61 years now since independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even touched on that as the flavor for this moment, right? 61 years of independence, but have we truly been independent? No,
dependent, not independent.
Yes.
Dependent, yes.
Now that we're reading the Constitution and we're reviewing the Constitution, we finally realize that everything that passed that Parliament, the Governor General got to sign off on it, right? They want to make a change to allow the DPP to stay till she turns 70. They already give her the extension she was due. So it's time to retire. But instead of, because she's the one covering the backsides, she's the one that's not prosecuting, right? Because owners have that thing where him give 34, 36 contracts to his friend who's in business with him and his wife, right? And he's supposed to be prosecuted on that, right? It's a quid pro quo. In other words, something for something. This guy was the guy who helped him buy the property in Beverly Hills, help him build his house. So you push contracts to him. One hand wash the other. And that's been going on for 20 odd years. So when does it stop? Where does the integrity enter into the picture that the Prime Minister should have and that all his cabinet ministers need to have? Him just push out the old guys them the other day. But those old guys could serve a lot better than some of the younger ones now. Look at Warmington, right? Nasty mouth Warmington. He won't curse everybody out. Right?
That Queenie.
Yeah, what has he been doing for the country, right? I hate to try and guess, but the bottom line is none of these younger ministers are bringing anything new or innovative to the table. Have improved on Jamaica's standing in the world. It's the young people who go out there that do the track and field, that do the football, that do so many things. The robotics team, the cyber security team, right? When you have people that shine in different areas, what they call it, they used to call it STEM, they now call it STEAM, science, technology, arts, right? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, right? Jamaica is punching above its weight, has accomplished a tremendous amount, but these are individual accomplishments, not balanced by anything that government is doing or promoting. For 7 years after we brought and introduced them to safer cities, which they're calling now Project Star, they're finally doing it 7 years later because they have completely confused the people over what is a crime program, anti-crime program, right? So Project Star, now they're doing it in conjunction with the PSOJ. So what has our friends, from the time we brief the current GenSec at JFF, he was at PSOJ in 2016 when we came in and briefed the program. And we never got any support. It's just now PSOJ is saying, well, let's take a look and let's try this. Right? Everybody has been putting their hands in their pockets and pocketing as much as they can. Over $700 million during COVID. And more recently, what? Now 10 million and then 35 million that the US Vice President gave to them. 31.
Yes.
And then how much did the British?
So them get from Europe, them get from
the British Foreign Minister.
Funds and kind from India. You know, them get X amount. Them get billions.
That is supposed to go to the youth cause.
Yeah, but them take it and tax them a bill budget and them thief it. And thief most like them a criminal.
They're supposed to build how many homes for the homeless, for poor people?
And this, what the Prime Minister do, you know, it's the first time when you build a couple of houses, right? And you give it 10 one time.
Yeah.
Right? Back in that, you have previous administration where them that give it 10 houses. No, him do. You build a couple of houses and when him do him cut ribbon for one. Cause him love cut ribbon, you know. He love cut ribbon. So him come cut ribbon for 1 year and then carry the whole media houses and then make big speech. Him not spending no time pocket people and a fee money. Okay? And then him come back and him cut a next ribbon. So when you do going in your head, I play him same I play in your head, you know. You understand? But there is nothing at all. The other day, me make some big speech again, you know. I tell him, say, yes, the thing all right and this, but it's not all right. Then him say, well, the job, but, you know, enough people, they fought at the job. And then him say, you know, and some people are complaining, you know, them not have nothing but, if you're 75, much people are live to 75 now, man.
Yeah.
You can apply. When you're 75, you apply for this and apply. And if you apply, you know, some of them people can't read much, they say no, both you apply and all kind of thing. Then they want to put some people now on part. Me don't want to take people off a part. That's for sure the country go back way if you want to put more people on part. Because if you have a toilet in your house, you don't get part. Even say you have a toilet and then get part. What is part? $3,000 every 2 months or something. That makes sense. You want to give somebody $20 every 2 months. Put them on part. That for sure you said that under poverty line, brother. You want to put more people on part on that? You're crazy. You know how to govern this thing right, man. When me hear them attack all these things like a something good, like part of something where but it help out. Help out what? Eh? You can't come with something and get $20. You tell me now, what 20 US can do you every 2 months? Break it down in a week.
Well, if the objective is to get you out of poverty, it ain't working.
That can't work. Because you can't buy 2 pound of goat meat, brother. That done. $3,000 or 2 pound of goat meat, that. Where the rice there? Eh? Where the rice? Where you buy, how much chicken you can buy out of that or something? Most people in Jamaica now can't eat chicken. A luxury item. Chicken back luxury item right now. Them can't buy meal already. Eh? Rice and flour and butter. Where's Maria?
Yeah, but you know, it goes back, all of this points to the problem of corruption in Jamaica. Because, and then we have to now go back. And every time you talk about corruption in Jamaica, you have to bring up the DPP. Because she has been given an extension. The Constitutional Court said, yes, it is legitimate. But the Constitution says, no, it is not. Right? Now, here are some of the Integrity Commission released their report. The Parliament finally tabled it. And some of the findings, just the headlines from the report, right? They have illicit enrichment. No, you have by lawmakers, MPs, you know. Okay, that's one. How many of them provided false information on their statutory declarations? The illegal awarding of contracts, $10 billion cost overruns, SSL, 800 million apartments approved for permits. And you're looking at all of these things that the DPP is responsible for. Did she take the IC report and say, what can she do with it to hold people accountable? Has she looked at the cost overruns and say, what can she do to investigate it? Has she looked at the $800 million project and say, how did this person acquire all of this money? How did this person get all these permits, given that the same individual is in court right now as we speak, right? Has she looked at all SSL to say, okay, Herb just talked about how the athletes go out and put Jamaica on the flag and make Jamaica so powerful in the world. Yet when those athletes return and put their money in a bank, those monies can be stolen, as in Usain Bolt. Look what he did for the country. Look what they did to him, because in their eyes, he's not good enough to be in their league. Fine. Have they looked at all the Ministry of Education? Have they looked at the Ministry of Health with the fraud there? Have they looked at Petrojam, at Separate? There are all these issues that the Director of Public Prosecutions, Herbie can correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that within her purview to be prosecuting?
Yes, it's and even when the when the IC, the Integrity Commission prosecutor failed to prosecute,
she
never said anything. It's within her purview to assume that that case, take it over and prosecute it. Right? There's no such thing as a free ride. No Jamaican get that free ride. You show me a Jamaican that commit crimes and she tell them they have a free ride. It don't happen. Now when she fail to to gather proper evidence and send the case up, what happens? What happens is you have 52 people there they win, correct me if I'm wrong, that walk.
Yes, yeah, them walk. Yeah, man.
Because she sent a case up and she don't have the full evidence. Yeah. Don't have
after
the full
2 years, she have them say them this, them that, and after 2 years, the lawyer, the psychs, them have to let them make them walk free.
Make them walk.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's not doing anybody any service. She has done a disservice by not showing the country that the Prime Minister is not eligible for a free ride. and he's getting a free ride. Right? Now,
But
you have the rest of the cases, Maria, you just mentioned. The Integrity Commission submitted it to the Parliament. And Parliament doing a slow walk on them. They're going to take the full 2 months to reveal what the cases are about and who's involved. So you have to hold your breath and then hope that you forget about it. You know?
Yeah, but and Herb,
transparency.
exactly, and Herb, the thing is, the DPP has courage for the poor and destitute. And there's all this corruption smack dab in her face. And she has no testicular fortitude to go forward and prosecute these people, whether it's the prime minister, the prime minister's wife, a minister of government, none of them. And the corruption is stark dab in her, it's there in her face. She can do something about it. She can do something about it. What is her conviction rate? 5%.
5%.
How long has she been in office?
She has sub-zero to
how long has she been in office?
other people in there get the conviction rate. And then
exactly.
She don't have nothing, you know.
Right. But how long has she been in office? Yeah. And what has she to show for the reason that she's deserving of an extension to her tenure? She should have some integrity. Has she no shame? I mean, come on now, we can talk openly here because there's nobody who can muzzle us, and there's nobody who can say to us, oh, don't. Nobody can interdict any of us. All right? Yeah. And I'm saying to the DPP, have you no shame? Yeah, have you 5%. No shame? Have you no integrity? Why don't you do the honorable thing and walk away? Because you are an abject failure. Look at all the corruption taking place in Jamaica right now. All of it. What are you prosecuting? Which government? What about the minister of the former minister of education? Was it Royal Reid? Was it
Reid,
yes. What is happening with his case? What is happening with the man who died in this man's office, in this man's house, in his house? What is happening with that case?
Lawyer, Patrick Bailey.
The prime minister's lawyer. Why is she afraid to prosecute that which is in her face to prosecute? Why is she afraid? And why is it so important for the Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck? Why is it so important for the Prime Minister himself to trample all over the Constitution, rip up the Constitution, just to make sure that her tenure is extended? What is it? What is she protecting them from? What is she hiding from them? What do they have on her that she has to stay there? It makes no sense. She needs to just have some respect for herself enough to walk away. And because the office will function without her. Without her. She doesn't have to be there for it to be effective. Right now, I think she's weighing the office down because there are people who would want to do their jobs, but she's standing in their way because she's not an effective DPP. She's there doing the bidding of the government, and the operative word in her title is public. She is not the director of government prosecution, the director of public prosecution. She's not only there to prosecute poor people, she's there to prosecute anybody who runs afoul of the law, even if that person is a prime minister, a minister of government, opposition leader, opposition member of government. It doesn't matter who. Do your job or get out of the way.
But you see, Maria, it don't go everything, you know, only thing last them saw salvation because she don't understand okay what she do. You have to have you have a turn in one of the point and the election have to run. And when she come out of the way now, you have to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate up to Strike 5. Investigate up to our Santa. So even if you lock them up to our Santa, it's coming like it won't fresh by itself, it whole thing by itself, you know. You investigate and listen. If you find the wrongdoing and she stand up with it, make sure she have got prison. I mean, I want to put her on a 4th of August, I want a woman, put her down there, so in the same dungeon, them down at GP or Spanish Town. Yeah, she fit in a them place there. And when if you send home the whole of them, Google Gaga and the whole of them up there, so the whole of them, the deputy them and the whole of them for go home in the interest of the public. Because them turn this mannequin thing where them are puppet to government. You understand? and I play. And who did they say, no, loan something, no money kid? No. That make it worse because when you can't speak out, you know. When you're afraid of Google Gaga. When our big people are afraid of baby. Because them shouldn't take him this and put as a puppet to do political job. It's wrong. You understand? Speaking of that too, you know, more go to this in the eyes and the file, more go to this Maria and Herb. The Reggae Girls come up in the 16. And I see them run up and down, and I see Chameleon run go down there take picture. And I talk to one of our veteran artist brethren, that a lecturer. Yeah, write the letter, lecturer. He must them cook, the chef in the 2019 World Cup. And him said the reason why I'm not going this year because them never have the money for carry him the last time. Them get stuck in a Texas, in a Houston, going to Mexico for go play off when them are going to this. Now just 12 months ago. Right? Because them never have the money for play off. Yes, still you have Bug Life, Minister of Misinformation, run out and say the government give JFF money and people are telling lie, the people them never do no fundraising. Yes, still the man are tell me how it go and other people tell me how it go. Them are tell lie, the government, all them do is go on and tell lie. When if you stop it, you have a minister of culture, sports and entertainment and gender, this and that. Let me tell you this, that's why you have the ministry, because you get the funding to do these things. You're not supposed to hold it on a pocket or on a pocket. And if them go through and spend money, them do it for a staff, them do it for enough more people. At times it stop. You understand? And them if stop tell lie. But you say no Herb, because you have a knowledge of this too, you know.
Well, look, this thing has gone from bad to worse. And I didn't think you had a thing in the vocabulary called worser.
Worsera.
Worsera. That's where we are. Right, Maria? This thing has gone off the charts.
Exactly.
Look, for years now we've been getting complaints, not just about the Reggae Girls, but about women's football. Right? There has been no respect for women at all. There has been complaints that people's daughters, people's significant other, they go to play football and they end up being sexually harassed. We have cases where coaches get dismissed because they're out there and they're sleeping with underage girls, right? This thing is bad, right? They're members of the current national squad that have been harassed as far back as 14 years old, when they were supposed to be protected by the Jamaican club that they were a member of. So when they come and they want to say these girls have not had a very long journey, arduous journey, they're mistaken. Because we know that Dennis Chung, who was the same guy I spoke to when he was at PSOJ back in 2016, and we said, this program, you take football to the community, you introduce it to them, it's a methodology for kids being disciplined, kids getting ahead, and that kids will show respect to one another, because they'll know what it is to compete with and against each other, right? And the same Dennis Jung this year became the secretary of the general secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation. But what we see now is that the same girls who have achieved national prominence, you're right, back in Mexico City, they were abandoned. Why? Because they could not get the bags or the equipment on board the aircraft. JFF had not paid for it. We've seen other situations where JFF, and they admit it, they have not paid the match fees, money owed to them, right? We see situations where the girls had to take matters into their hand. They could not travel again and be abandoned overseas. So going to the World Cup, they had to get together when they asked for extra games to prepare for the World Cup. They couldn't get the extra games. They were told there was no money. All of these things keep adding up, right? And finally, the girls say, look, we're going to go talk to one of our benefactors, the same lady who saved the day when they were going to disband the team, which is Molly's daughter, right? They went, spoke to her, and they decided, along with another mother of one of the players, to start a GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe, yes, it was over $50,000, and later on they were able to get $45,000. So they had close to $100,000 going over to the World Cup. They needed spending money, right? They needed money they could leave behind for their families and stuff like that. So you can't just up and travel and don't have nothing in your pocket. Don't leave your family anything, right? So the bottom line is the girls were uncertain. And all this money that the government said they gave to the girls, first it was 2 million, then all of a sudden we heard 3 million. Next time you ask them, they may say 4. Look, we need a timeline from the government, a timeline that shows when did the government give money for the football program overall, and how much was designated for the girls.
Let me answer that though.
Right.
Because when do administer misinformation about life, you know, I'm not
right.
life. So he run out and say, you know, these are the facts from JFF, Jamaica Football Association, Federation. Yeah. And he said these are the facts. And him say them get 3 million from the government every month for operational costs. That alone show him off already. The operate JFF, I get money for operate. That now have nothing to do with the girl, Reggae Girl. It's have to do with them office where them are need more money than that. So right away, I tell some lie and them now, and then them give them an next 5 million, you know, but especially for the girls. Especially for the girls. I tell again. Yeah, especially for the girls. They we hear it good say them never want to put in nothing and call them not think them they're gonna knock out. Them not think them are gonna reach 16 or nothing like that. Okay? Them say them never have no GoFundMe. Not like that I lie them I tell. Them say no private sector organization give them 20 million. And the government promise in April, May, forgive them 20 million. Promise. So the government announce. Say them are gonna give them. Announce different from giving them. And we don't know about the private sector give them nothing. We don't know. Because we never hear that. See, this guy him just sit down there and just come up with a bag of lie and understand so right now. Listen now, let me tell you now again. Me love document things, you know. I mean, I do that to decades now. So I document things, you know. When you run out and tell lie, you know, remember, you know, money, it have trace. The government have moved now. And if you say you do this, we have to say do it. Me I ask if the girls, the mega girls, the captain or if them have a credit card from them where them can just go spend, clear them back, do what them want to do and everything like that. I don't think so. You understand? Or you give them the money. Because you couldn't put in a Jamaican bank and then them use it and mess it what all about. Them have to have it, them have to have the money and when they get a card, give them, when they tap it up. You understand? So them have to have an account and they tap up and them can reach it in any one of them foreign account, US account. And them get a credit card, one of the card them for match that the money can go on it and them have the money for use. That's how it for go. Yeah. They can't give them cash to go traveling and them hand with or something. That's how it for go. Eh? What am I talking about? Yes.
I agree. That is how it's supposed to go. But here's the thing. When the JFF president comes out, or the Minister of Misinformation, as you call him, comes out and says that the JFF got a certain amount of money. Administrative costs, money for administrative costs and running your office has nothing to do with putting into place things that benefit the Reggae Girls, right? Mm-hmm. And I noticed, I've been listening to since week, and there's been this massive backlash toward Bunny Shaw because of what she came out and said. the captain of the team. But I have to believe what Bunny Shaw says because she's there, she's experiencing it. So who am I, or who is anyone to question the very person who is there and having the experience, who comes out and says, this is what is happening? She's the one who is being affected. She's being affected. Her team members are being affected. So when she comes out and says something, how dare anyone now call on her to apologize? Apologize for what? Her truth? She's living the truth. She's living that truth. So no one should be asking her to apologize for her truth. How about, unless it's Jamaicans like shiny objects? Because when they focus on the shiny objects, it distracts from the actual event or situation that needs to be addressed. Instead of focusing on what she says, how about addressing what is it that she's talking about? Because if they did not get the money, then they would not have to call in Sidela Marley to help them. As they did in 2019, when this young man had to get help from this other lecturer, had to get help because this woman who owns a record company called on him and paid him to go to France to cook for them. He did not.
I'm going to show the people them because when we say cook for them, we not play with it. So I'm going to show the people them that. Yes, because, you know, I'm going to show the people them that, you know. Yeah, I'm going to show the people them these things, you know. Lecture, I'm going to dry them up there. See what I have to dry them up, you know. In the meantime, see them, yeah. So when we say in cook for them, man. See man, see that there people. See them there? See them here? See them here? So no joke.
This. So when you see that on Sunday, and that's lecture. You know, lecturer, write the letter and them tune there. Too sweet and them big tune there. I am was the original chef too. See that I'm a cook, man. I'm showing you. See that him that man. See? I'm showing you some other things too. See man, the Reggae Girls there. See? No joke thing around here. No joke thing around here. See? When we talk, we don't do no joking around here. See that? See what I say?
See FIFA 19, see the World Cup France.
2019, see World Cup, see that? He was the original chef. See
2019.
Wanna see it? So him, I'm gonna give you the rundown now. Yeah man, the same. So you see people pay them Jews and talk them things, they might have things are joking. See my chef up the thing there, man. Make sure them are right in the thing, my lecturer, man.
Did he ever get paid?
See? Yeah man, the man chef up the thing, man. Nice man.
Where you say
Did JFF ever pay this guy?
No, it's a lady from a record company, PM. We can send him there because that she sponsor it because they never have no food to eat, nothing. They might eat crap. So they see go there with the right food and everything. So in that and the one you know, them couldn't even afford for PM to come because them didn't want him to come at that one. They never have the money. So we know it's a lie the government to tell.
Right, because they kept telling them
the man will go cook for them. He's a veteran recording artist and a bad chef, and him go deal with everything for them over there. And I tell the Sedela and the woman that them deal with it, the last one, 2019. And so the girl them are going to go do 2019 and 2023 again. Them qualify same way. That mean them are going good. The man them qualify from the 1990 something, 98. They don't qualify again for them qualify again. They qualify 2 years two term straight now.
Right.
2019, 2023, them are going good. For yesterday, 2019, and yesterday, them are do this. You should have support them. But you them are female that kick somebody as a child.
They ignore them. They didn't pay them. Look, when FIFA sent $500,000 US down after the 2019 World Cup, the girls them had to wait to get paid because them use the money to pay off something else.
And remember the girl, the money
that JFF does.
All right, so hear this now. I mean, I know all them I use so much money, and them not supposed to do that neither. Them supposed to get now. Them reach 16. Them supposed to get I think them FIFA give them 60,000 each.
But FIFA gonna send this directly to their accounts.
And that them
not gonna give it to JFF anymore.
Yep, yeah, and give them to them account because JFF, me don't know some patakat in there, you know.
Yeah.
Some patakat.
JFF is under audit right now as we speak.
Yeah, Bartley, what you say?
And FIFA don't trust them.
This thing it's embarrassing because it's the only country I hear with these kinds of things. All the other countries have them things straight except one. You understand? It's embarrassing. It's I don't know how the girls are doing so well under such pressure. And I really hope they get them stories straight and attend to the girl them. It's either them not read them not respect them. They don't think they're going to reach this far. There's something that is wrong, you know? Something is wrong.
They didn't think they would have gotten this far, right?
Right.
And the issue is, and what the country is not aware of, 2 national coaches been dismissed from the team because of sexual behavior. Now think about that, right? They had to recall the current coach, who did say he was going to come back because all the shenanigans he was aware of before. And he's been through the hassles with JFF over and over and over again. I hope he gets a chance to speak up someday, because I know he doesn't want to do it now because the girls are on top of their game and they're doing so well. And we have to pray that come Tuesday they're going to get past Colombia, right?
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, when you have success, then and you speak the truth, then you're going to get all these denials. You're going to get all the government coming out to the woodwork. So, oh my God, we gave all this money. The girls didn't even know we were giving this money. Well, when the girls were asking for practice games and you told them there's no money, they couldn't practice. They could not get match play in, team tactics, all of these things they needed to be able to practice. And it could not be done. Right? But you got the men their games, right? But not the women. So at this point, you've got a slight against the woman. And then and at the same time that those women were stranded in Mexico, remember the men got stranded in Suriname, right? They're trying to get the Suriname team to fly the Jamaica team on their own plane to come back to Jamaica for a return game. And Suriname tell them no. We're not taking the Jamaica team. So they had to come get a loan in Jamaica to go charter a plane and bring the Jamaica team home. There's incidences in when the women's team went to practice in Europe, where Burton, the former JFF Reggae Boys, he was on the 1998 team. He had to spend his own money for accommodations and for training facilities so that the women could be accommodated and could train while they were in England. So we have a lot of incidences that happened that led the women to believe they were going to be abandoned again and ignored. You know, I was waiting for this coach to join us so he could lay out the whole thing. But the bottom line is, the women did what was safe. They got together with people and they got the GoFundMe and they have money to back them up.
So, Herb, you just said they got the GoFundMe and they get 90-something thousand from the GoFundMe.
Right.
Them at Jamaica said them never have no GoFundMe. That's the bug life him. Minister of Misinformation, because we hear them have the GoFundMe. I'm here for more than one source. I'm here from
because he's trying.
So you saw be a lie them tell.
Right. He's trying to deny this story out there. And he can't deny it because it's out there. Right? We all saw the GoFundMe when it started. It's still out there.
Just screenshot that for me and then make me show them. Because you see me like flap them in because I'm lecturer tell me about it and I him cook for them. But this is how Jamaica, you know, them go on to Jamaica all the time. You understand? So me want to show them. You know, for me and it's a flap on you know, because we show no. Because who was there? Tell us it was there. I want to come and tell lie. Yes, Maria.
Yeah, the issues with the JFF, you know, go way back. Go back to, you remember, anybody remember René Simoes?
Wow. Yes,
that brought Jamaica male football team to the World Cup in 1998. Did you know that? Because let me tell you, the level of indiscipline that permeates Jamaican Football Federation is legendary. Okay, had René Simoes not been the kind of person he was, the Jamaican team would not have made it to the World Cup in 1998. Have they made it since he left office? Since he left the football program in Jamaica? No, they have not. So we have to ask those questions. Why? And like Herb just said, they're under audit. I'm not surprised, because this is a problem that's run deep within the Jamaica Football Federation program. So the women haven't been bitten before going to the World Cup in 2019 and somebody had to sponsor a chef to prepare food for them. Why should they were in Australia? They're in Australia now. They don't have a personal chef like they did in 2019. Why? Because there was no money to pay for the chef. The Jamaican government and the Football Federation should provide the money to pay somebody to be their chef. They should provide the money to pay the team doctor, the team massage therapist. They should provide all the people to meet the needs of this team, because they're the ones who are carrying the Jamaican flag very wide and far and high. Okay, not the Jamaican government. Yet when they perform and outdo themselves, you have Kamina Johnson running down there to do what? Who paid for her trip? To do what? To pose? Go and do her job.
True. Eyes on the fire.
Yeah, man, I support everything that Marie just said. It's sad. I just hope that they will get their things straight. And all athletes, not just soccer, all athletes should be treated with respect, because they found the money to give Camila when she was doing her thing. They gave her every penny, gave her more than she needed. You understand? And they can't find the money for the girl. That's quite embarrassing, right? It's quite hypocritical. They gave themselves 200% raise and cannot have proper sponsorship for their team. It's a disgrace, right? And they really need to correct themselves, you know? And it's really bad. It's really bad. You know, I have no idea how these girls are performing so well under such duress, you know? I really don't know.
All right, look at my show the people. Look at my show now. Can we just drop up this? Look here. Look, just read it for yourself. Read this. Want to see that? Raise. Want to see this donation? Them that look on, and this is when them raise 73,590 at US. See the raise after 100,000, like what Herb does say. See, and you see who they see them there? See there? Go fund the people. See that? Hey, the Jamaican government, what if you go now? What if you go? You know, say anything at all up here, me bring fine it. I want to know. See it here? Not eat this. What is? What is Herb?
Reggae Girls rise up. That's it.
No, and then this is when them get the 73,000 add. When them raise out of 100, and it's 100,000 gold them that look. And then them have 1.6 K donors. See there? Front of me and see there? You understand? I'm so organized and everything. See that? Reggae Girls, see there? Go fund me. See it? I show the Reggae Girls, see there? World Cup that and that. See them raise money. So why them say them not raise it? Eh? Now what is me just a look pan? What is? No, what is me a look pan? What happened to Jamaican government? What happened to them? So them come down and she apologize for what?
They have to come out with and do that.
No, but you must stop the lie. These are
but you know what?
Because if it's there, you're going to see it. Yes, Marie.
It was on ESPN because international media picked it up. That is why the government now had to come out and say, I know, trying to save face. Oh no, this didn't happen. It is because the international media started covering. And everybody knows how to talk about these Reggae Girls who had to do a GoFundMe to go to the who qualified and had to do a GoFundMe to go to the World Cup. So that is what is the shame on the international community that caused them now to come out to say, oh no, but we gave them money. No, you did not give them any money. Something cannot cost say $20 million and you give them $5 million for it. You're not covering the cost for it. They're going to need $15 million more. Exactly.
This may play, you know. Now show you why them raise the money. See, it a play. And then said that about yesterday today. So you nasty bug life if you move, you know. And if you apologize to the Reggae Girls and to do what Jamaica and to the people there for because you know to water. I'll show you what bug life put up. You know, see it front of the face or see it? You know, see it? So who put up there? Leave that and that organizer. You see it? And then I'll show the Reggae Girl and I'll show you subscribe. All right. This is how bug life say. Let me go back for bug life. Because him say it, you know, and said this a fuck, you know. See it? Hey, you see, man, I tell you, just keep truthful, no, man. Stop the foolishness, man. All right, let me show you something now. You see if I film thing this. This is how a bug life say. Let me show you it, yeah. Why
you see them, this when I'm doing chef work. You see it? So I use real people over there. This is 2019 World Cup and thing. I know him did the right way. But here we just think right. For a full fact on this matter, source JFF. You with the source now? A criminal organization took I know enough thing going in this. Girls have not gotten any GoFundMe money from anyone. World Cup budget.
This was a lie. This is where the misinformation minister do. Me I see the money front of me and me I see the GoFundMe with Reggae Girls. Okay? And you say them got no GoFundMe money from anyone. That is a lie. That straight is a lie. This not a lie. See the fun. Them things not come off. Me don't know why una always do these things. Oh, people believe in us as a government. Look at now. Look at.
2 million US. Jamaica
budget.
government through SDF give JFF 3 million monthly for general operational costs. That have nothing to do with the girls.
That's a general operation cost. That's a who have covered the whole of Jamaica. You have different side and all kind of things and through on that 3 million Jamaican. Me don't think if that can pay the staff and what have you with them up there and all kind of things. That have nothing to do with the girls. Continue.
General operation costs, you say. Okay? Additional 5 million from government, especially for girls.
Especially for girls. Why that be especially for girls? We have other copper play and all kind of things. This is a lie them are telling you. And we have the male one them too. Especially for girls. 5 million Jamaican. Yeah? By the way, 33,000 US that. Yeah? Additional that for the what? When plane ticket and you have to carry so much people, more than 30 people that travel, that can't even play a plane ticket. But let me continue.
But you give them 3 million, you know. I give them 5 million there. So look now. Corporate Jamaica, 20 million.
We don't hear that from the corporate. And we still break that down. That's just 100 and little thousand. 100 and how much that? 130? Somewhere around there, so. Yeah, around 130,000. Yeah? But we could just break it down, continue.
Jamaican government, 20 million announced additionally in April 2023 directly to girls.
Announce, not give. Announce. Remember them announce, the fix road and fix bridge and announce, work, announce. We don't work with announce. And we don't work with pronounce either. We don't work with nothing like that. This is how him lie. So them keep him there and understand how hold him by words. Because we like the facts check, you know. And we run here, so you know. Yeah, we keep it real. Look here.
April. So I'm saying them get how much million? 2 million, that's a 300 million Jamaican, you know. Like, look who gonna pose up now. Honorable Kamina. chameleon. Yeah? Could not be happier to meet. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. This is what them do all right. Let's pose up. Yeah? Nobody now have no time for pose up and nothing at all. Every youth is a star in Jamaica just need a chance. Them no jump unless them see something like this and then tell lie. We are watch a lie do through JFF.
So this was a big lie. That's a big lie and cover. Can we just show it? May I show it again? Me just show that and see it. See the girl them I play there. See it? Go for me. See there? So I'm going to show them, so them have to go for me. I may show much money they raise already. See there? Who beat that on? See Reggae Girls there? And them miss a player. And nobody else. You understand? See it? 73,500 and something. See it? Out of 100,000.
The article that I had, that 73,000 is one then win, because they also did another 2 fundraisers, you know. One was at 50 and one was at 46,000.
Yes.
That's 96,000, right? So when they're getting it confused, did you know that the JFF was asking them to provide money to the JFF to pay for whether it's lodging or travel tickets for the girls out of that GoFundMe?
What do the money with them get?
Yes.
So why them come up with why bug life? Him we get fired. Why am I mislead the people about
a lot of misleading going on. And the fact of the matter is you know, Dennis Chung knows better because him is the one that they were talking to the whole time.
Geico you attack. Geico.
Yes.
Geico. Oh. Geico. And them send them from down at the solid waste where him should have stay. Geico. And send him up there, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, Geico you attack. Yeah, man.
Well, he's supposed to be a certified public accountant, and they sent him there to get a stabilization on JFF funds.
Yes.
Right? But since he's been there, he has not stabilized anything.
Stabilize what? He can't stabilize. Geico can't stabilize things, man.
It's on his watch.
Give you money.
It's on his watch that the teams got abandoned in Mexico City and in Suriname. Right? Because Dennis Chung was, before he became permanent general secretary, he was the head of the financial committee at JFF.
Yes, we know.
So all of the problems financially, he should have seen to it that it was resolved a long time ago. And that has not happened. You know.
But this was a big lie though, because me I said go for me in front of me, yes, I play it.
Yeah.
And me say I shirt back and them come down from Bunny, them come down from the lady and say they and say nothing no go so, right? Them come up on her with a nastiness, you know. Yes. That's what I say. Yes, if I'm just said there, you know. Why should I come and tell a lie? Them a kick the ball. And Uno to lie and Uno bring joy to Jamaica, you know. Look who Uno attack. I mean, I hear about some people about with the pan ball line and attack them people and them for just go, you know. Just them name alone, you know them, you identify them by them look a dirty name. Coming in, if somebody can give them kind of name there. Backside, I mean, nobody come trace me neither, you know. Nobody know them name, they not sound right, none at all. You understand me, eyes on the file? So when I even look for them name, they none at all. Them for go, man. Pick up for liar government and all, kind of thing. When for go, man. Saying? Yeah. You see me, I say, them for go, man.
But the interview that they did with Babsy Grange, Babsy said she gave 20 million to the JFF. 10 was for JFF and 10 was for the girls. Right?
That's gonna go, but which them never get that, and we don't know about
well,
that.
Well, this is why we're asking for a timeline.
Hold on. That's why because hear this? Because Bug Life come and say them announced in April. Say that ask about the 20 million. That me say 20 million, but she come now. Cougar tell us something different. 10 and 10. Not 20. 10 and 10. Eh? So much Reggae Boys. What them get? If you
They still owe the reggae boys money. The match fees. They haven't paid everybody. The support staff. They owe everybody.
Yes.
Right. So if the government was giving them all this money, they need to charge them for misappropriation of funds, because the funds has not been applied to any of the players. Right.
Yeah.
But back in January, now keep this in mind, the positions of president for the parishes are voluntary. So is the JFF positions. But the JFF paid bonuses to each of the parish presidents, I think it's about $500,000. And then for the vice president, they gave them something like $1 million, and the president $2 million back in January. And Dennis Chung is aware of that.
So does the administration cost it really and them the money, and the people them want to do the job?
Yeah,
them does them cost, and they are just like big and thing. And me can see, when some man have this, then sit down when me look, man, me see bakery go up, some big bakery go up and all kind of thing. Some man, me don't know them reach out of this world thing, and like it's a cash cow, and me not even understand how this run. See? Me not understand how it run. You see me I say? You understand? It's bad. This bad.
Yes, and the thing is too, you're talking about Sidela Marley, right? And the mother of one of the players. They're the ones who spearheaded this GoFundMe because they saw the need. Now, no one has the right to question them because they're on the ground and they see what is happening. And when the government say they give money to the JFF, for what? What for? Because clearly it's not to benefit the girls. And when they're paid, whether this is the male team or the female team, and they get paid, and the players cannot get their pay, yet you have the executive that is getting all this money, and you see how entrenched the corruption is. That they're having, and again, to Madam DPP, are you doing your job? Because these things you're supposed to be aware of, and you should be able to prosecute. So I don't understand how it is you have an organization that is running afoul of the law so often, that there's so much corruption going on, and nobody can be held accountable. Nobody. And who is feeling it? The girls who have to go out there, play their hearts out, hold up a flag for a country that does not care about them. Because that's basically what's happening here. They care more about their country, and they're willing to play their heart out for their country, but that country does not care about them enough to invest in them.
Well, look, Maria, when I think somebody brought it up about the Minister of Foreign Affairs, when she was going after that position, they come up with 46 million Jamaican dollars that they spent to try and get her elected.
Yeah, that's a chameleon.
Yes.
Plus
$46
the
million.
private sector give her next 99,000 US. That had 15 million.
There you go. That was outside sources.
That had like 60 odd
Grace
million.
Kennedy. What the other place down in Jamaica? The name. There's a couple Jamaican places, including Grace
private
Kennedy.
sector organization in
Private
Jamaica.
sector, yeah. PSOJ.
PSOJ. From them. Members from them. Although the opposition tell them, say, listen, it don't make no sense. Don't put up the challenge. Them no listen. Them dash for $60 million like that with ease.
Yes.
Not spending that some ghetto for uplift some youth and do something. And remember, she get fear pay. It are going a fear purse. But them rather do these things. Yeah? The government take money and dash it away. Figure suit who she. And me know me that we answer no, this is one, me no want to do this.
That is
analyze something that to them.
Taxpayer money, Wayne.
Yes, may I say?
That's taxpayer money she used. 46 million. right? Because it's not government. They draw it from some source of the taxpayers, right? And she never paid any taxes, which is what Ratty is saying. She never declared it to the tax administration in Jamaica. She don't declare it to the Integrity Commission. She don't tell nobody anything. So that case is coming up in October.
Yes.
Right? But this is the government we're dealing with. This is the government of Jamaica. Right?
So yes, that's why as Marie does say, we know, you remember we Mount a Giant Church as a number one. We Mount a Giant Church that's a number one. And then we keep it real one here, we don't do tabloid. And we in a diaspora we hold them accountable.
Yeah.
We make a different turn, in a Jamaica where we make a 90, a 90-degree turn. We can't just have it one way where them just do things and them escape all the time. We are saying, no, we out here looking in and we are saying we hold them accountable. Yeah, we are the watch lion over them. You understand? We have to make them know that we're not servants of the people. We're not king. We're never elected. I even never not king, we're not figure away. You understand? Same way, we're not business. We're not just, we're not immortal, not just mortal man. I know we're not worship man. Yeah, we not do that. You understand? So we just our mind, everything come to an end. Everything. The longest thing when we see on earth will live and die of old age, are really well, they have a couple of things like tree. And they rock them continue to grow and they say try for destroy. They can't destroy certain things. And you can't destroy water and I don't care what you do. You understand? It can't be destroyed. No care you drink it, you pee it back out and vaporize, or even the sea or the river, vaporize back and fall as rain or snow or something. You cannot destroy water. You have some elements, certain things on earth you can't destroy. Tree they have foliage, they have diseases or something like that, but not have foliage. We never see nobody live for 200, be able to self. You understand? When you have government, you're going at that if you make the country better where you born and growing up. That means for your grandkids and great grandkids. Just take it from super granddad, no man. But we are granddad, Why you think we just keep so and youthful? Yeah, because we're youthful. You understand? We're not done things, man. We're good, man. See? We never stop the foolishness around there, man. Not true, eyes on the file. Eyes. Oh, me not your eyes on the file. There's Maria, not true.
That is 100%. That is 100% true, Wayne. And to see how the government can take up taxpayers, just use taxpayers' money to throw to the wind, when there are so many programs that they can put in place to benefit young people. There are so many agencies that they can establish to benefit the people of Jamaica. Because the thing is about establishing an agency or agencies to benefit the people, especially social welfare agencies, is that it doesn't matter which government is in power. The agencies still must be funded and will be funded because there's always an allocation in the budget for these agencies because they're meeting the needs of the people. They wasted $46 million on Camina Johnson-Smith, who they knew was not going to get the post, but they wasted the money that way because one, as a matter of fact, what they did was so underhanded because they agreed to one thing and then stabbed the people in the back because Baroness Scotland was going to continue the post. And so they stabbed people in the back. That's why CARICOM is not really into Jamaica because I think this is the first time that Jamaica has not done any committees in CARICOM, if I'm not mistaken, which has never happened. They're always ahead in terms of leading and being on these various committees and stuff, but the Jamaican government cannot be trusted. And it's a darn shame. They knew she wasn't going to make it, but they wasted $46 million. Yet they don't have enough money to fund the Reggae Girls to go out and do what they know they're capable of doing. One, they have no respect for them. They did not expect them to reach to the extent to reach the level that they are right now. So they did not invest in them. But yet these girls are playing their hearts out for the country. They are doing that. I know many of them play in overseas clubs, but they are so willing to give their time, their energy, and effort back into a system that is not giving anything to them. And so that FIFA is not giving the Jamaican Football Federation any money for them because they're not going to get it.
Yeah,
And they're
Yes, Maria. Yes, Maria. Finish. Yes, man. As me I say now, you know, FIFA knows say them a pot a cat too, you know. So FIFA now gonna give them the 60,000 each. FIFA now you know that with them, you know. Because them a pot a cat up there. Always in some money problem. And then the government, when if it stop, just come out and tell lies. Because remember, you know, anything it documented gonna stay. If you have GoFundMe, it a go there. You have to say it now left. It a go there. And tell me what, I eat me a look pan. This is just one of them. I'm showing it again. See that GoFundMe? Me sure GoFundMe that. That no kind of the Reggae Girl that I'm so much money them raise just so see that. In that one yeah. And them him was 100,000. And them did go far in that one there too. You see it? You see it? So when I'm at this at something where you can't put lie on it. GoFundMe it a dead there. And when it close, it dead there, it up there. You can go knock it up and you dry it up. See? And you have a minister of misinformation come on and you mislead the people then with the lies. And I tell me about JFF where you have a lot of patakiat at JFF. Criminals. You don't know that. You understand? That's why Jamaica can't just go straight. All they need to do. And people who can't believe in a minister of misinformation. Never have information right yet. Never. He just sit down up there and him just feel him can just trick people in that nasty bug life. Yeah? Just feel him can trick people. Him just get up and just say something. And out of the office, you carry down the office low. I mean, I hear some people always talk about when if you respect office. Let me tell you something. Black steel and cement and that respect. First of all, anybody who take an office, they must have respect for themselves and respect that, and people will deal with you with respect. But when you're a liar and you're a criminal and you're a thief, well, only want people respect when anybody can use that office, by the way. Even on that tree, you can use it as office. Allow me to tell. Herb, Amaria, allow me to tell. It can use it as an office. But if you don't have no respect, I want a criminal, I want to mash up a country. Why people for respect when in our building? And you say, oh, respect our office. I want a criminal. So you catch anything and put in our place. I mean, no, you're a criminal, you're a rape. You go in a church and you want to respect the building. And when you look the pastor, rape, where you talk about respect what? Me not going to respect him. After me not stupid. Go tell somebody else that I respect him as a leader. You're going to point out say I'm a raper. I'm a criminal. I'm tell you I'm a criminal. Me no do yes man thing. I different people around here saying, you understand me? I'm holding accountable. So if you're respectful, yeah, I want to no care one of the even if you're on that tree, I want to decide that seaside, I don't want to use it for your office and get the cool bin. I want to not building. Yeah. We respect that if you don't have respect. Because we not deal with people with respect and honesty. Then people are deal with Uno the same way. But when I lie and thief and bully and arrogance and basing, as some people are deal with do not so want to forget dealt with. I think people are idiot. People come deal with the nice one, not nice. And also this guy, one a criminal and tell people lie to the people, them have a holding to account. You understand it now work again. We're done with that. We turn it one pound now. And we do fact check. Every time we come and we tell the people them lie, you will fact check it. And from a lie, we're holding accountable, we're exposing. Remember, you understand? The double standard thing have to done, you know. That's why we burn out PSOJ because them members, them are the biggest juggies. And by the way, US and one of the place, them know. They knows. And I like them to know, them know. You understand? I'll be one of them got through and them won the bank and them won all of the things, them so them know. You understand? We don't have to come and approve nothing to them, them know. You think when they move them, they know? Them know, so get the people not have nothing. Them know. See? Them know. So you have to hold them accountable, yeah? I'm going to tell you something. As I say about office again, let me just repeat it again. Because PSOJ run out. Like them, because me the day with the pastor, the criminal pastor and Milan. When them convict him, you know. I talk him run out and I say, you for respect leaders. Who am I call leaders? Cruel greed. Cruel greed. You don't arrest him like this because leaders. Who are leader? If you did ever come lead and do something and make the thing right, or you end up that money missing and all kind of thing that them have to charge you. It'll be a disgrace. And you want people to respect that same way. But if it's a ghetto youth and them pick a one man go, when they step in their neck. And I said, go for me. Can't go so. Laugh go right across the board. You understand? When they can't trick we around here. None at all. You understand? None at all. Tonight we're gonna cut short, you know, because we have some things that we have wrap up. Never like a million things I do, you know. You know them kind of way this is. So tonight we're cut short. Somebody just asked Ratty. Ratty wife there in a South Africa. So she came home back from in the week and she have some friend who come over. So then, you know, she booked some things to carry out the friend them and then him have to go with them. So maybe they're calling and things. So next week before they say Ratty. Yeah, Ratty good man. See? Same that go out. Yeah, him tell him wife, say, you know, say you may have met, you know, Sunday night thing, but you say, you know, you treat them. Sometimes you drop out and not that man, you're good. You understand? We will have the turf.
I sent you in the private chat the video that you really need to see.
Yes, the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. All right. No problem.
You see?
Yeah, man. Yeah, me run it. But as I said before, we're gonna knock it in our people. We're gonna eat and then we get along with the thing when I deal with. Can we have some business that we deal with? So you know, so next week we're there again here. We're there, man. Keep it truthful. We're there. You know, and we are all
up. We can Herba will talk to you otherwise. We have a good one.
Yes, man. All right, sis.
All right.
Later.
Good night to everybody.
Yes, man. Blessing.
All your listeners, take care, man, in the wilderness.
Bless up, my brother. Later, bless.